Okay, I finally caught up, and now I can tell you my story. And it's like unbelievable. I know people are gonna start doing like, they're gonna do this. You're gonna be like, doubt, X when I tell you the story. Like, you're just not gonna believe it because you're just like, there's gonna be multiple points where like, no, that's impossible. And then like, no, that's definitely impossible. I won't tell you the other one because it's sad, okay? I'll tell you the funny one that's unbelievable, but in exchange, you can never ask for the other one because the other one is actually like kind of sad and it's a downer and I don't want to make you guys like sad, right? This other one is actually kind of funny. I was known to be like kind of like a rowdy guy in my youth. Actually kind of similar to Axel, like not that dissimilar, right? So I will preface this by saying that I do not remember getting stabbed. I do not remember getting stabbed because in my defense, I was very, very drunk. I was extremely drunk. And this was during my college years, right? When I was at the academy. So I guess we'll start from like where my memory like takes place, right? We'll start from like where my memory starts to kick in, okay? I had a hangover. I woke up from being very, very drunk. I remember I went to the bar and then I got like, I blacked out because I don't remember coming back home and going to sleep, right? And I had like a really, really bad hangover and then I woke up, right? And you know, like when you have a hangover, like your entire body hurts. Do you guys do that too? Like my body is like achy when I wake up with a hangover. I don't know if that happens to you guys, but it happens to me. But like I have a general like full body pain like after a hangover. And I was like, hangover. And then I got up, I drank 2 glasses of water, and then I went to the bathroom, and then I came back to my bed to like knock out again, right? And there was like, not a big one actually. Like there was like a blood stain on my bed sheet. There was like a blood stain there, right? And this is the first funny part. My immediate thought wasn't, did I get stabbed? My immediate thought was not, did I get stabbed? My immediate thought as I was like incredibly hungover was like, did I lose my V card? And it's like, no, you idiot. That's not how it works. Did I get fucked? I shit you not. That's like literally the first thing that I thought when I saw like a blood stain. I was just like, what? And then it was at that point that I realized that like I had a wound in my back. Like I had a wound in my lower back, not upper back. Like lower, like mid lower back to the side. I had like a wound to my right side, right? And I was like, oh shoot, like it actually really hurts there. And like there's like blood on my shirt, right? So I was just like, what? What happened? I do have a very light scar. Actually, the other stabbing incident that I can't talk about has a bigger scar. This one doesn't. So I realized that like there's blood on my shirt and like I was bleeding in my sleep. So like I was just like, oh, okay, I guess I should just go to the hospital. And then I went to the hospital. I didn't go to the ER. I went to, what is it? There's like, you can go in through the front and then wait. It's not the emergency room. It's like, just like waiting there, right? And then I remember it was just like, oh, I think I've got like a wound. Is it urgent care? I don't remember. But I remember like I sat there and it took like over 2 hours to like finally see somebody. And it wasn't even a doctor. It was like a PA or something like that, right? So I sat there for 2 hours like with like a knife wound. I mean, I'm spoiling for you, but like with a wound in my back. And then I finally saw like somebody that was like looking at it and they were like, you've been stabbed. And then I was like, no, that's impossible. Like I would remember that. And then they were like, no, it's definitely a stab wound. And I was like, are you sure it's not like I fell down while I was drunk yesterday and then like I like, you know, cut myself on like a shard of glass, or like, you know, like I stabbed myself with a shard of glass or something like that, right? And then I remember he told me like, well, that would be a possibility, yes, if it was a knife-shaped shard of glass and it was still inside of you, but it's not. And I remember the guy was like, I've seen like stab wounds before, like this is definitely a stab wound. I was like, oh, okay. How did you not bleed out? I don't know. This is where it's like unbelievable, right? The two unbelievable elements are like, one, I don't remember it. And then two, like I didn't die. Like I just like went home and then slept it off. And then like it was scabbing over, like when I woke up, it was starting to scab over. And then like I survived, like I didn't die. Dude, how did you know that? Lucha Dandy, do you know how much it fucking cost me to get told by somebody that's not even a doctor that I got stabbed? It literally cost me like $2,200. They were like, yeah, you've been stabbed. $2,200, please. And I was like, thank you. They didn't even stitch me up, damn it. They put like a sticker on. It was like a medical sticker. It's not a band-aid. It was like a something. I don't remember what it was. So it's just like, I don't know what situation led to it, but I was at a bar and then I went with one of my roommates, but at one point that roommate left and I continued drinking. And then I got stabbed, but I didn't notice. And then I went home and then I went to sleep and then I woke up. That's like the whole story. Could you imagine being that poor sumbitch? You come up behind like a drunken idiot scholar and you give them the old in out, right? And then like they don't notice, right? And you're like, should I do it again? I can tell you immediately right now what type of personality my attacker had, right? And my attacker is very similar to me, I think. I am the type of person where if I go into a shop to buy something, even if I know exactly what I want to buy, I go into a shop and I'm like, hello, ready, like, hi. Like, I'm trying to get the attention of somebody to like help me out, right? Like a shopkeeper, right? And they don't notice me and they don't respond. Instead of trying again, I will just turn around and then walk out and then find another store to go to that's like similar to that store. Not because like I'm feeling insulted, just more like, oh, okay, I guess you're busy. Okay, bye. And then I'll just like leave. So I think the person that stabbed me would probably get along with me because we're probably the same person, right? We're probably very similar in personalities where like they stabbed me and they were like, haha, yeah, like this will get a rise out of him. And then like I didn't respond and then they're like, oh, okay. All right, I guess you're busy. I'll go stab someone else then. Haha, take care. Have a good one. And then they just like left. How deep was it? I think it was like a 2.5-inch wound, something like that. Dude, that's deep. Yeah, it's a pretty deep wound. How did you not know? That's why, like, I'm telling you, nobody would ever believe this story. I should be dead, right? It sounds like a fake story, but like, I had to pay $2,200 to be told that I had been stabbed. How drunk were you? It was blackout drunk. Like, I don't remember walking back from the bar. I remember the last thing that I went with my roommate. He went with like a new pair of shoes, like boots that he was like very proud of. We were all poor college students and he bought a new pair of like high quality boots, like good stuff, right? And then he went out to like, you know, when you get new shoes, you're like, oh, I want to show people. And then I made a joke about the shoes. Was it my roommate? Did he stab me because like I like roasted him for his like new shoes? So I remember like we went there and then I kind of like teased him about like the shoes, and then like he laughed, but I could tell he was like a little bit hurt. He was like, oh, like take the wind out of myself. Like, oh, I feel like a bully now, right? I feel like a. So I remember like buying him like a beer and a shot, and then we continued to chat and have a good time, and then he left early, and then I stayed there to continue drinking. It was a bar that had, oh, shoot, is this gonna like whatever? I'm already too far in. The last thing I remember, this was a bar that had like comic book like paraphernalia, like it was like a comic book themed bar. A little bit like, but okay. I mean, this was a long time ago. This was like 15 years ago, right? Whatever. It was like a comic book themed bar, and there was like a bunch of like comic books that were like framed, and there were like figures and like action figures and stuff like that. So the last thing that I remember, the owner of the bar, and I remember his name, but I'm not going to tell you his name, but the owner was like, I will give you like a shot of the best alcohol in the house if you lick like all of these action figures. And I did it. I gave every single dusty ass like action figure on the wall like a good old lick from top to bottom. And I remember everybody thought it was the funniest thing they'd ever seen. Like the bar was like pretty full. There was like 15 to 20 people in there. It was like a lot of figures, like action figures. It was a lot. It was like more than 10. That's disgusting. When I'm drunk enough, I'll do anything for like alcohol. But like I drank, that's the last thing I remember. I remember reaching the last action figure and then like paying special attention to the dumpy. And people thought that was hilarious. That was like the funniest thing that they'd ever seen because we were all drunk. And then after I finished, it was like, yeah! Everybody was like cheering, right? And then I was like drinking, and it wasn't a shot. The bar owner gave me like a whiskey glass, like full of like good whiskey, right? And that's the last thing that I remember. And then like I woke up in bed with a bad hangover, and then I got up, I drank 2 glasses of water, took a piss, and then came back to my bed and I saw like a blood stain on my bed sheet. And then I was like, did I lose my virginity? And then I was like, wait, no, I got stabbed. And then I went over, and then I went to the hospital. Yeah. Are you satisfied? Are you satisfied with my story? How many of you guys think that that's like fake? That's just like, it never happened. It's like, Vesper, you're crazy. Like, nobody would survive after a stabbing. Like, they would be dead. Well, like, you could survive, but you have to immediately go to a hospital, right? I'm a believer. More like concerned. Depends on where you got stabbed. Like, lower back? Not lower back. Like, mid back? What did your roommate say? I actually did tell my roommate. I actually did tell both of my roommates. I came back, and I was like, boys! Boys! And they were like, I remember they were eating sandwiches, right? They were eating sandwiches, and I was like, boys, you'll never believe this. And they were like, what's up, V? And I was like, I got stabbed. And they were like, what? This was within a year of me disappearing and going to the bar in the middle of a hurricane. This was like less than 6 months after that happened. And then, you know, I pulled up my shirt and then I showed them like the sticker, like it's like a big sticker, like, and it's like, and then they were like, are you shitting me? And it's like, yeah, no, like the doctor or whatever, they were like 100% certainty, I'm sure that you got stabbed. And it was not an accident. It was definitely like a knife. What did my roommates say? Let me think about that. Are you okay? Why are you not still in the hospital? What is wrong with you? You should tell your family. Yeah, something like that. I think that'll be it for me today. I did tell my professor. I did take the rest of the week off of class, even though I didn't need to. Because I was obviously good enough to like walk around and like hang out with my roommates. And I went drinking. Not that night, but the very next night, the second night after, my roommates were going out to the bar and I was just like, I'm going with you. And they were like, are you sure about that? And it's like, yeah, man. I was able to take the rest of the week off my classes because I was just like, yeah, I got stabbed. They were like, okay, take the rest of the week off. And so I got to like skip class for like the rest of the week. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it, everybody. And if you don't believe me, that's fine. I've told people in real life before and they didn't believe me because it might be just because like I act very different in real life and I'm very like serious and like I don't goof. Like I show off like 0% of my goofiness in real life. So I only show that side to you guys and you guys know that like I'm an idiot. So it's like you could believe that I would get into a situation like that. But in real life, I guess I'm just like a lot more serious. So it's just like I can't imagine somebody like you that would ever get into a situation like that. Minion Vestmite, thank you very much for the super chat. Please don't drink too hard with Axel whenever Tempest meets. Yeah. No promises. I'm gonna channel like college Vesper when I meet Axel, and we're gonna do a Twitter space while we're like blackout drunk. Okay, I have to end stream. I'm probably gonna get in trouble for that. All right, let's